Hello, and you're very welcome to episode 43 of the Take a Poll podcast with Andy Cummins and Declan Carroll. We're going to cover a bonus card from Naas, a replacement card for all the meetings that were missed due to the heavy ground. I think it's an all hurdles card deck, which is it's not unusual for this time of year as well, especially if it's a replacement card. But first things first, how are you?
All good. I'll try to get down on Tuesday. Looking forward to it. It's actually free entry as well, covered by the Irish Bookmakers. So look, obviously Tuesday's not a great day for getting people there, but you know, people on shift work or if you're at a loose end, you do have time. Get on down. Brilliant race course. Always a lovely welcome when you go in. The track always looks fantastic. Actually, like through this winter when it's been particularly wet, they've had that track looking absolutely beautiful.
Pristine.
When you walk in and see it, it gives you a nice feeling. It's a lovely layout as well. So hopefully they get a few numbers there anyway.
Good. Yeah, with a bit of luck. Before we move on, Dec, to the Naas card, it was a good weekend for us. Going all the way back to top 33, where our Grand National double actually landed at IM Maximus. So impressive on their ball and great reaction as well online. So thanks to everybody for all the comments and nice words. But
and well done to anyone who won a few quid off the back of it. You know,
absolutely.
Putting the money down and it paid off. Well done. Hope you enjoyed it last night.
No, I did anyway. I had great fun. No, but it was fantastic. I thought I know the way you're thinking was brilliant as well on the Friday. He didn't jump a twig, but God, there's some engine there, and there's no better man to get a horse jumping next year. Very excited to see how he gets on next season in open Grade 1 company. But we will move on quickly, Dec. We'll try and rattle this out very, very quickly. The first race is a half one, the Mulvaney Bookmakers Maiden Hurdle. This time of year, as we usually say, the Maiden Hurdle is getting very, very much run of the mill. Chance, another one, is a horse I've had my eye on for a little while, but I need to wait until he tackles handicaps. Likely favourite here, Dec, Cara Dubois. A little bit disappointing though, you would have to say. Union Station in here with a trio of thirds as well. Who do you like?
It's probably Union Station. I like he was 7 lengths toward that nav, and he was ahead of Kimbarra Hills, who's in here. He was toward that before that in February. Probably didn't stay. Back to 2 miles here. Yeah, he'd be the one for me. Omniscient of Gordon's. He was fourth in his jump debut, but he has ran 14 times on the fly. He is on your 5-year-old, but you'd wonder how much more improvement that could be in him. And Fortunate Lighting is a really interesting one. Bumper winner in Galway in August. Royal Hollow was toward a horse of Andy Slattery's, decent yardstick. Lady Bluebird, who I think will win today at Down Royal, was 6th in that race. But the layoff since August might take the run, and will definitely be of interest going forward. But for this race, it'll be Union Station.
Yeah, Union Station, probably nicely enough handicapped off 116 in his 3 runs to date. He's just still a bit weak, isn't he? He travelled very strongly, but doesn't often finish his races out. Probably a sign of weakness. I wouldn't say it's something to do with his genuineness or anything like that, but this does look like a good opportunity for him. And look, he's a model for a place. He won't be an each way prize, but he should take a little bit of beating, you'd hope, in the opener. The 205 Dec, the Dara Fitzpatrick Bookmakers Handicap Hurdle. It's over 2 miles. A horse I've been waiting on for quite a while in here, but the ground is drying out for Ebisari, so I will probably take a chance on him. I had him down as maybe a potential punches down horse. I think he's also in that qualifier, the series that punches down. I think, I'll have to see if he's qualified for the first full circle. He has run in a few of them, but the ground is drying out for him, and he does interest me quite a lot here. But who do you like?
But there was only one really of interest to me here, and it was up there for thinking. Gavin Cromwell, Cornerstone Walsh takes the ride. He's finished 6th in 2 handicaps to date. He's ran fine. They were really competitive heats, proper winter handicaps. He's definitely getting the hang of things. Only a 5-year-old. I think this is the day he goes in, and there may be more improvement after this, but he's really the only one that's of interest to me in this race.
Oh, that's a confident show. Fair enough. No, he is. He does have that profile that you usually look for. Gavin Cromwell horses at this level. Danny Gilligan taking 5 off Ebisari. He was running the big race at Cork. Then we took a haymaker of a fall. Like, it was really, really nasty. With Jack Kennedy was up that day, and his friend was the bet mate, but he absolutely wasn't done with. Drops down again in class, has his 12 stone on his back, but as I said, Danny Gilligan taking off 5. He's going to get to a level where he's going to be able to win, and I think it's more so the ground getting a little bit better, hopefully, more so than his declining handicap mark. I think this horse will be able to win off any mark kind of below 120, and he has shown that he does have ability. So I'll take Ebasari, and you'll be on the Cromwell good thing deck, is it?
I have the Cromwell good thing, yeah.
There
Might be the only bet of the card.
Really? Okay, fair enough. Well, let's
no, it's just when some of these races, you know, they can be so competitive that you might like 2 or 3, and like we'd often put up 2, but
yeah,
I do like when there's only one. That interests me.
Yeah, that is. You have to stand up and take note. Next race, the Colin White Bookmakers Maiden Hurdle. It's over just shy of 2.5 miles to 240. Dr. Eggman probably going to be warm enough order. First time hood for him. Decent bumper form. Maybe a touch disappointing he hasn't been able to win a maiden hurdle yet. Rated 125. Do you think he takes the beating, Dec?
I'd imagine he'll be the favourite, but he's not the one for me. Look, I suppose he should hold big stage. Big stage was second to Freeman's Bay at Cork the last day. He was towed at Punchestown before that. Don Chalon was behind. I think that was the race that Dr. Eggman was second in. But for me, I'd actually be keen enough on Born Braver here. 2 lengths second to Kintor Calanisi at Navan. Special Cadal was behind that day, and he was second at Naas the Gorgeous Tom a couple of weeks ago. He was also second in a bumper to Argento Boy. I'd be keen enough on him now here.
All right, okay, yeah. He's probably ran to a fair enough mark, all right. In his one maiden hurdle there behind Kintur Calanisi. Plenty of points experience, so you would have thought that he is going to improve for a fence eventually. And the fact that they're maybe keeping him into maiden hurdle company it would be quite interesting. I will stick with Dr. Eggman though. I think this mark of 125 is, you know, it probably is the thing to aim at here. Decent enough form behind the likes of Caldwell, Potter, My Trump Card, etc., and had an okay bumper form as well, beating the likes of Intense Approach, Walkaway Harry, etc. I think he probably is the one to beat here, but I'd say he is going to be overbet. He probably could be a little bit too short to be having a bet. 3:15 then, Franco Hughes Bookmakers Novice Handicap Hurdle, and 80 to 109, so we're nearly into your territory now, Dec. Very, very close to it anyway. And there is one I quite like here actually, Run for Harry, who I think just needs to have a little bit of better ground. So I'm hoping the weather does stay nice. I think it's forecasted to stay quite decent. But he's travelled quite ominously in his last 2 runs behind Mighty Jeremy and Carlos Big Jim. And he just hasn't seemed to be able to pick up in very, very testing conditions. But if you go back to his earlier form, beating 15 lengths by It's For Me in bumpers, which I know doesn't sound absolutely amazing, but it just shows you there is ability there. And his first ever hurdles run behind the company sergeant, beating less than 10 lengths by him at Navan in March of last year. I think he's just found life a little bit difficult on very, very testing ground. And I think a mark of 105 with a little bit of better ground being by Champs-Élysées. I think you should see a quite an improved effort from him in this 3:15. But who do you like, Dec?
I found this tricky enough, and there's nothing I'd be very, very keen on. But look, there's three I like. Nathan's Wells, he unseated in his third handicap it was at Down Royal the last day. That was the time when Must Go Now fell, brought down Nathan's Wells and got up and caused havoc. It was actually a race that Mousy Brown won. I'm not sure he'd been off before that. He is top weight here though, but I think you'll see improvement out of him. There's 2 of them that are closely enough matched. 3 in a row. He was 1 length ahead of Gabriel Ranger the last day at Naas. He's a 6-year-old, but I'll probably side with Gabriel Ranger here. He was beaten 9 lengths at Naas the last day. That was a second handicap run. He's only a 5-year-old. I think he's going to improve, and Danny rides again. So that's where I'd be going with this one. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if it was any of the 3, but my selection would be Gabriel Ranger.
Very good. Well, I'm happy to stick with Run for Harry with a bit of luck to ground. It just keeps drying out that little bit more. And when I say drying out, I just mean not really, really heavy, because it is still going to be testing enough. It just,
we're yielding in the description down
Down
Royal
Royal.
today. But Naas is probably going to be, look, another day of drying. You know, I don't know what the weather's be like. Not raining here at the moment.
No, it's nice here too.
Hopefully continues to dry out.
All right, well, let's move on then to the 350 deck. The Pat O'Hare bookmaker, Mayor's Handicap Hurdle, all the bookmakers getting on the sponsor sheet today. Fair play to them. Quite an interesting heat. Goldhaven, an old friend of ours, she just keeps hitting the bar, rating 93. She's probably had her chance now at this stage. A real competitive full field of 18. The top weight, Jakiki, very, very interesting. Takes a mark dropping class, very well bred as well. 24 lengths behind Fun last time out at Thurles, and gets in here off 102. I think that's an eye-catching enough entry for this sort of grade deck. But who do you like?
Yeah, Goldhaven. She bumped into West Away at Cork before Christmas, and
paying for it nearly. I think
it's just so difficult, isn't it? Like, you know, when you miss your chance, it can become really, really difficult. Look, Jakiki, is that Samir? Is it Jakiki, I assume?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Look, it's our handicap debut. Jack takes the ride, but Jack had rode Chitara the last day at Fairy House. So obviously the owner wants to keep Jack up. But look, she will be interested on a handicap debut, but it'll definitely be a watching brief for me. Redzi Rogo, he was tailed off in handicap debut. He had shown more than maidens, but on that run on a handicap, I couldn't be getting involved. Again, I'll be watching, you know, I'll have the notebook out, maybe one for the next day. Quilja Arish was all the rage the last day, plenty of money for her.
Townend keeps the ride.
Sorry?
Townend keeps the ride, I say.
Townend keeps the ride, yeah, but I just didn't think she jumped well enough, to be honest. Like, what did you think?
Yeah, she just didn't look like a very well handicapped mare, to be brutally honest with you. The jumping was a bit of an issue. I don't know, maybe a longer trip, possibly. Like she was making, like, I don't know, maybe 2.5 miles, maybe a little bit of better ground, possibly as well.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
maybe.
Just a bit, 2.5 miles better ground, possibly. She didn't quite look at home, I don't think.
Yeah,
but she has her 2.5 miles now, so. You know,
yeah, look, she's definitely interested. I've just gone a little bit colder in this race. Look, there's two I really, really like. Rebel Cowgirl, she was 1 length second on her handicap debut. She is up £4 for that, however. And just like discussing Goldhaven, she could pay for that. But she would be of interest me. I mean, now, you know, we'll see how she runs here. I would be prepared to take the chance. And the other one is Cricora Hills. And she's in the green and gold. She's never been put into a race in our life, and this is our second handicap. This is usually what we're looking for. You know, so especially in those colours. Now, the other thing is, she is in those colours, and they don't follow the pattern quite the same as anyone else. So, I'll take the two of them: Cricora Hills and Rebel Cowgirl.
Yeah, okay. I'll stick with the top weight Jakiki. It's a big drop for her. Then the likes, you know, chasing around fun. Dan is a half sister to Jesky, unraced half sister to Jesky. So, you know, a good pedigree there. Very, very. Usually pedigrees aren't a big thing in national hunt racing, but when you get a good broodmare that, you know, throws out, or good from good families, usually can get a win out of them, especially at this level. And she has shown ability, so it would be Jakiki for me. Into the 425 then, Dec, another one, Sean Graham, fair play to him. Sean Graham Bookmakers Handicap Hurdle. It's an 80 to 95 event. And we've got, again, another full field. This, you know, doesn't get much more difficult than this for anyone that's not called Declan Carroll, I suppose. But who do you like here?
There's two I like here. King Cali he was 6th on his handicap debut. He did run well for a long way, and he was never off before that. So you're expecting a good bit of improvement here. And then Angel of the Morning, beating 28 lengths on handicap debut, definitely going to come on a lot for that experience. The two of them are the ones I'm most interested in. I had a look at Great Rainbow, but it's going to need to improve a lot. We'll keep an eye on Great Rainbow, but definitely won't be getting involved. King Cali and Angel of the Morning for me.
King Cali and Angel of the Morning. I'm happy to delegate that one to you, Dec, because I was...
Well, we can split them, sure.
I'll take one then. I'll take King Cali, thanks. No, I'm only messing you. You can take the two there. Finally, the McManus Bookmakers Fillies INH flat race. So fillies, that means it's going to be 4-year-olds only, because otherwise we're a mare. So just the 8 runners here, Dec. Have you had a chance to look at the bumper?
I didn't. I didn't, under pressure this morning, bring the unfit to the match. So I left the bumper to you.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, look, Kilbarry Ace was extremely well backed at Leopardstown, and she didn't really. I don't know, maybe she just raced on one breath or something. She was up there quite prominent and dropped out very, very quickly. I could only assume more was expected of her. I see Gavin Cromwell has one in there as well, Crescent Moon, second in a point. So obviously Cromwell in bumpers is usually, it's been good this season. He's ran far more horses in bumpers this season, but I think I will take a chance with Kilbarry Ace. There was, as I said, a hell of a lot of money for her at Leopardstown the last day, so more is expected, and I would hope that maybe she should be able to show what connections may have expected last time out, and she might be a nice enough price. So that will be gone through.
The lag on the exchanges. Oh, not on the exchanges, on the tissues. Yeah.
What price are we talking?
She's 14s on the tissues.
I'll take that. The 14 to 1, sure. They're only 4-year-olds. She could improve at no end.
Yeah, exactly.
She was expected to run a lot better than she did at Leopardstown, so I'll take a little chance on that, no problem. But that brings us to an end of the Naas card, Dec. Probably not a nap at the top involved. I know we both like the Union Station, but probably learned our lesson napping stuff in maiden hurdles from a few taps ago, so probably best to leave that. What's your strongest fancy on the card before we let you go?
Oh, look, I suppose it was up there for thinking, was it? He was the one there. He was the one that was the only one that had me attention in that race. So I suppose be up there for thinking.
Up there for thinking. Very good. Okay. That brings us to an end at Naas card. We might have a little chat about Aintree when we have a little bit more time in our hands, and maybe review that. And look, it's getting very, very close to we might be having our first full flat podcast maybe next week. We'll see. We'll have to look through and see how the cards dictate. I'll convince him to do one. Don't worry.
That'll be all on you, bud.
That'll be all on me. Yeah, you can take the speaking duties then. No, very good. That was Tap 43 out under 18 minutes. Just keep share and subscribe, and we do very much appreciate it. Until then, guys, take it easy. Bye bye.
Bye bye.